Welcome to Game Night in the Region on the Region Sports Network, streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, regionsports.com, and the IHSAA Champions Network. We come to you tonight from the John A. Barato Center, as the Region Sports Network features Indiana High School boys basketball as the Westside Cougars visit the East Chicago Central Cardinals. I'm Andrew Mild. I'll have the play-by-play for tonight's broadcast, and joining me with the color analysis is Jay Simmons. Good evening, Jay.
Hey, we got a late one. Hey, you had to wait around for it for a little bit, but it's going to be a great one. You've got East Chicago coming in at a 6-1 run. Their last game, they lost to Lalamere 90-55, but they are rolling, especially at home, Andrew. And then you got Westside coming in at 6-0 as well in their last 6 contests.
Yeah, we are a little bit delayed, and we're going to have a primetime game because the JV game ran into a double overtime, so that's why we are about 45 minutes off. We promise you we have a Great Lakes Conference Championship game between these two teams. And, Jay, the first team I want to ask you about is East Chicago Central. Of course, they've been really good at home. They've won a couple of close ones against Morton and the 21st Century Charter, but they went up against Lalamere. And to give you an idea of how good Lalamere is, 5 of their players are ranked in the top 11 in the state for recruiting. So that was really more of a litmus test for East Chicago to go over to LaPorte and play such a dominant program.
Yes, it was. You know what? They sort of held their own. I mean, they lost 90-55, but hey, when you play that type of talent, you're right. It's a litmus test, and it's an idea of where you stand as you move forward, especially once the tournament starts. You've got both teams in Sectional 17 and 3A here playing tonight. This is not only for conference, this is also for a little bit of bragging rights going into the sectionals in another couple weeks.
The things are not going to get easier for East Chicago Central, as their next 3 games are on the road against Lake Central Cathedral, Bishop Knoll, and they close out the regular season at home against Griffith. We'll flip to the other side with Gary Westside. They are led by a young star in Derek Collins, who's averaging 13.5 points and is really growing into himself. He's the captain of this team and a role model for Gary Westside future players.
Yeah, Gary Westside averaging 61 points a game, defensively giving up 55. They've really started gelling together the last half of the season. They had a rough start. They started out at 2-4 to start the season, so they have really put things together here in the last month or so.
Yeah, you mentioned that they have won 6 games in a row. 5 of those 6 wins, Jay, by double digits, so they're getting hot at the right time, and they would love to come here to East Chicago, hand them their first loss on their home floor, and walk out to their bus with a conference championship under their belt.
Yeah, definitely. They would love that. Some bragging rights again going into that Sectional 17 here in a few weeks. Well, East Chicago's going to battle hard. I mean, they're averaging 62 points. Defensively, only giving up 57. So this is going to be a great battle. They're down one player, it looks like, Javon Wofford, who got a sprained ankle last week. It looks like he is on crutches tonight, walking in over here to our left. So he is going to be out for tonight. That just takes a little bit away from their depth on their bench. You know, he's been a strong effort player all season long, coming off the bench, being the backup guard, averaging 2 points a game, a couple assists. So they're going to miss his defensive tenacity out there tonight.
You have 2 teams that are historic programs up here in this part of the state where they have state championship banners in their respective gyms, and tonight they're going to add another chapter to their rivalry. We're going to step aside for the national anthem and the starting lineups. This is the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strack & Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strack & Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strackandvantil.com.
Hi, I'm Crowell Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowell Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowell Companies, insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Can't wait for summer, but dreading the heat because your old AC let you down? Don't sweat it out this summer. Call Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. The professionals there can fix you up. Install a central air unit that'll last for years. Your family deserves to stay comfortable. And with a 24/7 emergency service, comfort is just a phone call away. Give them a call at 219-923-4441 or check them out on the web at 4ajobdoneright.com.
Back here at the John A. Barrato Center in East Chicago, and the Thursday night forecast is brought to you by our friends at Economy Electric Heating and Cooling. Tonight's forecast is 41 degrees, and it's raining outside, so a different type of precipitation than we've been seeing lately, Jay.
Yes, it is. What do you think the temperature is inside this gym?
Oh, it's definitely somewhere around 78 to 79 as we are packed in like sardines in this gym tonight. A lot of fans for both Gary and East Chicago are here. They know how seismic this game is going to be between these two teams as they are currently announcing the starting lineup for the Gary West Side Cougars, and it's going to go like this. Julian Holmes and Derek Collins. Derek Collins, one of the captains on this Gary West Side team, along with Keaton Barnes, another fellow captain. And then you have Anthony Holmes. And then now it's time for the East Chicago Central Cardinals to be announced. And it's been the same lineup nearly every time. And the two guards are going to be Jamari Pollard and Keontae Bell. Greg Williams is going to be the 6'7" forward. But the two-headed monster, Jay, of Yamari Wallace and Dominique Murphy.
Yes, sirree. They dominate underneath the boards. I think this is, besides La Lemire, this will probably be one of their matchups where they are equal in size in the front lineup, if not even a little. West side being a little bit taller with Tyler Cruz at 6'10". Usually East Chicago's just a couple inches taller on the front line, but now they're going to be just a little bit shorter tonight, so it's going to be an interesting matchup. And it's going to be fun to see who West Side puts on Dominique Murphy. Do they go tall? Do they go quick? It's all let's see what happens here. This is going to be a fun one.
Dominique Murphy scored 20 points against La Lemire earlier this week, so that means he is 58 points away from E'Twaun Moore's East Chicago Central record. The unfortunate part, Jay, is unless Dominique Murphy scores 59 points tonight, there's a very good chance he won't break the record here at the John A. Barrato Center, as the next three games for them are going to be on the road. So there's a high chance that he'll either break it at Cathedral or Bishop Knoll before they come back for their last game against Griffith. We got through our starting lineups, got through the pop and circumstance, and there's one more thing to do. Tip off and start off a thrilling basketball game we're going to see here in East Chicago. Andrew Mild with Jay Simmons on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town. Happy that you are joining us.
And thanks for the wait.
Yeah, thanks for the wait. That JV game's already got these fans riled up. They are excited to see these varsity teams square off. And the tip is won by Yamari Wallace. Possession arrow will belong to Gary Westside. Yamari Wallace scored 17 points against La Lemire. A game that he desperately needed. He'd been struggling in the scoring category as of late. Only scored 5 in their last home game.
It's going to be interesting to see this.
Offensive foul called on Greg Williams.
It's going to be to see this matchup here. You got Julian Holmes guarding Dominique Murphy. Julian Holmes only a 5'8", 5'11 junior. So it's going to be interesting to see how East Chicago is going to attack them defensively. And then at the other end, you got Dominic Murphy guarding Anthony Holmes, both 6'6".
Hand off to Bryce Cooper. Bryce Cooper penetrates the lane. Nice pass. That's going to lead to an easy 2 points as Keaton Barnes was on the receiving end of a great pass.
Wow, he just dished that one perfectly up.
That's what Gary Westside likes to do. They like to attack the paint, get that help defense, and swing it over to a player standing on the block. And for them, Keaton Barnes was wide open. Trying to feed it to Williams, and it's a bad pass as it's intercepted and poked away by Westside. They'll push it down the floor. Cooper loses it, so they're going to have to reset Derek Collins. He's had a great year, averaging almost 14 points, and it was a contested shot. Greg Williams pulls down the rebound.
Yeah, Greg Williams did a nice job distracting the shooter right there on the easy layup.
Dominic Murphy getting his first touch, and he's going to get bumped by Julian Holmes. Looks like their one game plan against Dominic Murphy is to deny him the basketball.
Yes, definitely. That's why they're going to go with Julian Holmes. Like I mentioned earlier, he's only 5'11". So it's going to be an interesting matchup. Then you've got number 3 for Keaton Bell going to be matched up with Anthony Holmes, who's 6'6".
Wallace sends it over to Greg Williams. Good 22 feet away from the basket. Bad pass ends up in the hands of Collins. Collins is going to throw it down. And Gary Westside turning great defense into easy transition offense. And Coach Marui, just a minute and 23 seconds into the game, is going to take a timeout.
Yeah, right there was one of the best hands in the business. Just like the Bricklayers Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky, as he jams it home. An easy two-handed jam. Join Bricklayers Local 4 and start building your career today. Visit baclocal4.org to find out more. What a great steal, and then a little finishing, little pastry on it to jam it home.
Yeah, I wrote about Derek Collins that he's explosive and he is long. He's able to pull that basketball away, run down the floor, and that's what Westside wants to do, get out to an early lead.
Yeah, and he's 6'1", being able to just step that one off and jam it in. And you're right, Westside wants to put East Chicago under pressure here.
Derek Collins' Twitter handle, DJ Get Buckets.
Oh, love it.
And he indeed does get buckets. Wallace behind the back, lost the ball for a moment. Bell's going to set up the offense as he's near the half-court line. Here comes a long three from Pollard, and Pollard buries it. He shot that from the other zip code. And a steal! And East Chicago misses the shot, and Dominic Murphy cleans it up.
Murphy grabs the rebound and sticks it in.
They scored 5 points in less than a minute. And East Chicago, the blink of an eye, has the lead. Cooper going to settle on a triple, and he misfires it to the right.
East Chicago doing the wise thing, just set it up.
Murphy trying to go coast to coast, dishes it out. Wallace from the corner, it's off. Long rebound secured by Pollard. Pollard gets bumped, shot up, and the floater is going to tickle the try line going down.
And that's one of the big things East Chicago does. Second chance points, crash those offensive boards.
Westside's been hit by a haymaker by the Cardinals. How are they going to respond? Collins, he's going to pull the trigger. Too long. Ball rolling away, and Gary Westside cannot get to it in time. But that timeout woke up something in the Cardinals. They've gone on a 7-0 run.
Yeah, Collins right there just shooting that one from the cheerleaders. And Dominic Murphy getting that second chance points right there again in the paint.
Say one thing about Derek Collins, he has a smooth jumper. Bell received a long pass from Yamari Wallace. Tough defense here from Westside. They are really getting into the grill of the East Chicago Central offense. And a travel called on Greg Williams.
Official right on top of that one.
Took too many steps.
East Chicago extending the defense full court.
These two teams really want to walk away with the conference title tonight. Dribble into the lane. Shot is up and shot rolls away.
A lot of contact right there.
A lot of contact. That was Trey Hinton.
Hinton and Greg Wallace right there. Establishing position, kept his hands straight up, no foul.
That's the one thing East Chicago has been trying to clean up, has been their defense. They had a lot of fouls in the last couple of games at home. Murphy from 17 feet away, and you can book it.
3M Murphy. Mid-range Money Murphy.
9-0 run Three-pointer, and that's too long. Battle for the board. Get into the chest of Dominique Murphy. Shot is up, and the shot will go down for Keaton Barnes.
Barnes, both teams giving up a lot of rebounds off on the offensive, defensive boards.
Murphy going with the left hand.
And
goes for a step, and he got bumped before the travel. So that's going to be the second foul called onto Gary Westside. It's going to go on Keaton Barnes, who has scored 4 of the 6 points for the Cougars to start off the game, and we're going to see Derek Collins check back into the game for Julian Holmes.
Yeah, you're going to have to run fresh bodies at Murphy all night long.
We talked about it with Dominique Murphy. It's his ability to have a shooter's touch for someone 6'6", but also the footwork. They tried to feed it into the paint, but he was grabbed. And it could be going on Trey Hinton. It is on Trey Hinton. So back-to-back fouls on Westside, both on Dominique Murphy, who's receiving the ball in the post.
Yeah, they got to feed him. Feed the beast, man. You got to feed who brought you here.
He's averaging 28 points in his last 3 games. Open three coming from Bell. And Bell with the triple.
Bell rings it home.
An impressive run for East Chicago. A 12-2 run. Step back. Three-pointer. Left short by Collins. Good footwork and a save. And no, they're going to say he stepped out of bounds running down the floor.
Jeremy Pollard tried to save that one. Looks like he stepped on the line. Good call by the official, standing right on top of the play.
He scooped it up like a ground ball and was running down the court. And they said that his left foot hit the out-of-bounds line. So Gary Westside catches the break. 4:12 to go in the first quarter. Andrew Mile and Jay Simmons on the Region Sports Network. East Chicago leading 12-6. Barnes from downtown, and that is a pure shot by Keaton Barnes. He's up to 7 points.
Yeah, Barnes just splashed that one down. The next thing you know, it hit the floor.
12-9. An exciting start to the Great Lakes Conference Championship game. East Chicago, the defending champions, trying to go back-to-back. Bell behind the back from the elbow, and he cannot get that one to roll in. Good recovery there by Anthony Holmes.
That Bell looked like he had that one nailed in, but it just didn't go.
You thinking the same thing. Collins going to his left. He gets a screen. Penetrates. Shot up off the back iron. Hold down. Rebound by Pollard. He went to that top shelf to get it. Goes past Holmes, and he misses that shot. And rebound as we go up and down the floor.
Yeah, Pollard a little out of control.
Collins
right there.
catches it. Goes into Greg Williams' chest, and he gets it to kiss off the glass. 12-11. Wallace into the paint, shot up, and he gets hit. Man, this game is moving fast. There's a certain tempo to it.
Yes, it is. It's I don't know if they can sustain this pace, but it's moving pretty quick up and down the floor. And it looks like number 24, Keaton Barnes, picks up his second. He's going to have to come out.
And you already saw an orange jersey run over to the scorer's table. That's a point I wanted to make, too, about Yamari Wallace. He went 3 games in a row scoring in single digits, but they're really going to need him to step up, especially with sectionals coming around, because him and Dominique Murphy go together like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, you got to get 2 big guys to be able to score inside the paint.
That's what I noticed, too, was watching the highlights of Yamari Wallace against La Lumiere, is that he was allowing himself to look more comfortable and going off the dribble, getting into the paint, and scoring with ease. So I wonder if him and Coach Alamaruri had a conversation of, hey, we need you to attack more often. Trey Hinton gets bumped by Joseph Watkins, who just checked into the game for East Chicago, and that was the second foul on the Cardinals.
Yeah, East Chicago will be going into the bonus on the next foul from Westside.
Williams is out of the game. So you got 4 out of the 5 starters for East Chicago on the floor. Hinton catches it. He's going to pull the trigger, and Trey Hinton gives the Cougars the lead.
Let's see. Boy, East Chicago moving
and
that ball
Pollard,
quick.
Can he answer back? No, he can't. That was fast. Going down below and getting the bucket for 2 more points for the Cougars. An aggressive take. That was Jordan Triplett. (16-13). Here's the attack. And the layup can't find its way down. Murphy brings down the rebound, and you book that, and he's going to go to the line for one.
Old school three-pointer. Murphy just, again, crashing those offensive boards. Nice little head fake, goes up strong, finishes it off, and draws the foul.
What was impressive about that, Jay? There was 4 orange jerseys down there.
Yes, there was.
Somehow Dominic Murphy, the only white jersey, got the rebound, got hit, and he was able to put the shot down, and he ties the game himself at 16 apiece with 2:10 to go.
Justin Skinner picks up the fouls first on him. Now East Chicago's in the bonus the rest of the 2 minutes here in the first quarter.
Westside's going to have to play some clean defense for the rest of this quarter. Triplett trying to get into the lane again, and that time his shot is off to the left. Here comes Dominic Murphy trying to go coast to coast. Murphy to the cup. 2 more for Dominic Murphy.
No fear.
And Wallace steals it. Wallace with the left hand, and the 4-point swing for the Cardinals.
East Chicago just relentless, pushing that ball up the court and pouring in some points.
36 points combined already in this first quarter. Into the corner, Triplett with the head fake. Triplett tried to dish it off to Trey Hinton, but nobody was home. It rolls out of bounds, and it's a Cougars turnover.
Yeah, Hinton faked out his own player. He thought he was going to the basket, and Hinton was trying to pull back for the three.
It went with the bounce pass. As soon as he released it, he realized Trey Hinton was cut to the corner, and the only person between the basketball and it going out of bounds was nobody.
People sitting in the first row of the bleachers.
Yeah, they're waiting for it to get to him. Under 90 seconds in the first quarter. Keontae Bell feeds Murphy on a bounce pass. Murphy with a nice shimmy, mid-range jumper, and that won't go down. Yamari Wallace pulls it down, and Yamari Wallace is going to have 4 points for the Cardinals.
Another second chance points for East Chicago.
An attack and a foul. Bryce Cooper going with the left hand, and it looks like that could be on Greg Williams.
Yep, Greg Williams picks up the foul right there. Looked like it was a clean block as Gary Westside tries to take it to the basket, and Williams is right there to make the block, but he got him with the body.
Well, that's Williams' second foul, and what's interesting about that is Coach Maru's going to bring him out of the game, but look who's at the scorer's table. 6'10 center Tyler Cruz could be coming into the game.
Let's see if Bryce Cooper can connect here on the free throws.
First one rattles home. So Williams heading out, Pollard heading in. You got Tyler Cruz, the 6'10 center, check into the game for the first time. And then Kyle Cooper is being thrown into the mix for Gary Westside.
Yeah, it looks like Justin Skinner. Check it out.
1:04 to go. And going 2 for 2 at the line is Bryce Cooper. Dominic Murphy going to run the point. Under a minute. Murphy's had an impressive first quarter. Scored a good amount of points.
Looks like Westside's going to play a little zone here with the big man standing in the middle of the paint.
We've seen this work against East Chicago. But they do have a couple of good three-point shooters in Pollard and Bell. But it's going to be Watkins trying his luck. No good. It rolls away. Dominic Murphy, can he do it from the wing? No. And another offensive rebound for Pollard. Murphy, head fake. Murphy, dribble drive, and he spins it in.
Up and over by Murphy. Goes right past the big man and makes the points.
That's poetry in motion,
yes.
Jay. Can we get a replay of that Dominic Murphy bucket? Because there's nothing better than watching Dominic Murphy just split the defense here, Jay.
Yeah, he did. He did a great job. A little head fake at the three-point line, splits the defense, gets the big man backing up on his feet, goes up and then spins it in from going from left to right.
It's that Jimmy Butler shake and bake, get past your defender, then get the footwork in there, and then create some separation, spin it. And Dominic Murphy, that's the reason why by the end of his career, he'll be the all-time scoring leader in Cardinal history. He's trying to win another conference title before it's all said and done here tonight. Derek Collins having himself a quiet first quarter. Looks like it's going to be the final shot of the opening quarter. We're at 6 seconds, still getting that set offense. Cooper to Collins. Collins going to go from the mid-range. He tosses it up, and that's a bad shot for Gary Westside to close out the first quarter. Back and forth we go. We saw 42 points go up on the board. The Cardinals hold the advantage by 6. You're watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowd Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Don't forget to visit regionsports.com, Facebook/RegionSportsNation, and Instagram for this week's Powering Indiana Peak Performers presented by NECA, IBEW, Powering Indiana of Lake County. Powering Indiana, the region's most trusted electricians. Andrew Mild and J.E. Simmons in a thrilling first quarter. We're on to the second, and the Cardinals lead by 6.
So far in this game, Westside has played about 9 guys in this game, so they're going to try and use a lot of that endurance up and down the court. East Chicago's limited to about 7 or 8 guys.
Trey Hinton's shot was off to open up this quarter. It was a 3 from the wing. And the Cardinals going up against this zone. Watkins sends it back out to the Keontae Bell after his skip pass. Dominic Murphy being double-teamed. His 3 is an air ball. Yamari Wallace will clean up the mess.
Hey, what a nice pass by Dominic Murphy right there.
Not sure if that will go in the books as an assist, but he'll try and argue that case, I think, after. 26-18, a large lead for East Chicago. Let's see if Derek Collins can get going.
A little bit of zone defense here by East Chicago as well.
Hinton with a nice pass to Anthony Holmes, who was camped out in the lane, and he soared with the left hand. And the Gary Westside Cougars finally respond to East Chicago run.
Yeah, Holmes with a nice catch right there and finish in the lane.
Bell to Watkins. They're just playing a 2-man game. Bell to the right wing. Murray Wallace straight away. They get to the left wing. Watkins goes past the defender, got up in the air. Skip pass. Murray Wallace to Pollard. Pollard from downtown, and Pollard can't knock down a 3, and Tyler Cruz had his pass tipped away.
Well, long reach right there by the 6'10 guy, able to scoop up that rebound.
Got his first D1 offer earlier this season by Southern Utah.
He's only a junior.
Only hit junior. I wonder what size shoe he wears. Maybe an 18?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Ball being sent around the perimeter. Collins with the bad pass, but it's picked up by Trey Hinton. Trenton Hinton going baseline, creates some separation. He got into the key and got 2 points. It's a 4-point game.
Well, a nice move and take right there on the baseline for Westside. They're handling the counter punch from East Chicago right here, just hanging in by 4, down by 4 as they came out and landed the blow early.
Well, this game was sort of loose to start it off. We were moving up and down the floor, but now it's slowed down. Both teams trying to get into their set offense. Wallace, 3, book it! Well, it's become a strength for him this year. He's shooting 39% from downtown.
Yeah, Wallace, great job. Set his feet, threw it in.
Collins catches the pass and shoots from 13 feet away, and it was too long. Wallace loses the ball on the pass. It's intercepted by Anthony Holmes. Collins versus Wallace. Collins left hand, and he gets hit. The bucket counts, and he's going to the line for 1.
Yeah, it looks like he picked up the foul. Looks like it's going to be on Yamari Wallace. That's only his first, though.
That's good news, as he was stuck between a rock and a hard place. That's the last player you want to be stuck trying to defend on your own is Derek Collins, the leading scorer for Gary Westside this season. For Derek Collins, they say he's an under-the-radar top player in the state. And they said a big reason that his game has evolved as he's matured is that he's looking for higher percentage looks. He's not forcing shots that he doesn't feel comfortable with. Instead, he's dribbling, and he's getting into the lane where he knows he's longer than most guys, and he's had himself a phenomenal curtain call for the Cougars.
Yeah, definitely. As a senior coming out, going to get some offers.
Zip the pass into Watkins down low, and Watkins strong take, but his shot ping-pongs out. Collins trying to go coast to coast. Nice pass, shot up, and a good contest, but a great adjustment to lead to 2 points.
Boy, East Chicago playing a little helter-skelter right here.
Ball being kicked around, and it's going to go out of bounds on West Side.
Yeah, East Chicago settle it down a little bit here. West Side gets the break and just finishes it off with a little slap by Yamari Wallace on the backboard, was unable to block the shot.
The scary thing about the Cardinals' defense is once you think you have an easy bucket, they get those chase down blocks.
Yes, they do.
You know, Dominic Murphy's been a leading candidate for that. Yamari Wallace not too far behind him. Wallace brings up the ball. Jack of all trades for this Cardinals team, does a little bit of everything. They set up a three for Pollard. Pollard shot off the back iron. Watkins gets the rebound. Watkins gets stuck on the baseline. Keontae Bell thought about taking it, but was closed off by Anthony Holmes, a great defender. Come double team on Dominique Murphy. Dominique Murphy tries to get through those two defenders, loses the ball, and they say it's off the leg of Anthony Holmes, and Holmes clapping his hands. He appreciates the defensive effort against Dominique Murphy.
Well, they had him surrounded, and they were still able to get the ball into him. Murphy just looks like he's got to pass that ball and just look for the open man. If he's doing double teams, somebody's got to be open out there.
I know we watched just a week ago 21st Century Charter do the same thing, but Dominique Murphy, he's cool as a cucumber. He gets his shot, he squares up against the double team and uses his height to his advantage as he catches the inbounds pass, goes up for the shot, and it slips out of his hands. Dominique Murphy wants a foul call, but he didn't get it.
No, he didn't. That's a good call by the official, standing right on top of the play. Looked like he, like you said, Andrew, looked like he lost it on his way up.
Coach Buggs, in his 11th season as head coach of this West Side team, he was a member of the last state championship team for West Side in 2002. He's produced some top D1 talent after they moved on from West Side. See if there's maybe another D1 athlete on this team. Could be Derek Collins, and Collins took too many steps before he dribbled. They got for the travel.
Good call. Nice set offense, though, right there by West Side. Was able to move it around and found an open basket, but a little traveling call right there. The officials are on it tonight.
Some of those players we're talking about with Coach Buggs. Jalen Washington, he's at UNC. Primari Peterson, one of the top scorers in the nation at East Tennessee State. Bad pass stolen away. Cooper pushing it down the floor, up and under, and that's very nice.
Yeah, Bryce.
Smooth like butter, Jay.
Yeah, Bryce Cooper does a nice job anticipating that pass and getting the open look. See what Murphy can respond with here.
Murphy with the jab step picks up his dribble, and they say that he is going to be held by Trey Hinton. But I don't know about that one, Jay. I thought Dominique Murphy hit it off his leg.
Yeah, initiated the contact, looked like it was off his leg. Some good defense there right there by Hinton. But he picks up his second. Is the coach going to leave him in?
Say one thing, these Cougars are not afraid of Dominique Murphy. And intercepted. Derek Collins running down. Oh! And Derek Collins with the slam dunk.
Holmes right there, some of the best hands in the business, just like the Bricklayers, Local 4, Indiana, Kentucky.
I feel bad for the rim after that one. Derek Collins with a couple of dunks tonight. Wallace was trying to attack but lost the ball. And another steal, this time by Hinton. Collins gets his shot blocked, but they're going to call a foul on Yamari Wallace.
That's going to be his second.
The third team foul on the Cardinals.
If they're Derek Collins just anticipating the lane, jams it home, brings it back, and that's a highlight reel right there. Derek Collins, as we said, join local Bricklayers, Local 4, and start building your career today. Visit baclocal4.org to find out more. Those are some special hands right there by Derek Collins. He is all over the passing lane. And you talked about it. He's sort of a guy that's flying under the radar. If you see some highlights from tonight, he might be out of the radar.
Well, I remember watching these two teams face off last year, the first high school basketball game I had called in a few years, and it was back and forth. East Chicago behind Murphy and Wallace were able to rally back and win the game by 4. But I watched this Gary Westside team, and I thought to myself, they have some top talent. And Derek Collins was a name that I remembered. And you can't forget him after you've seen the goggles. It's a signature look. Murphy, power dribble, goes up, and the shot does not go down, but Dominique Murphy gets hit.
Yeah, now you see the swing. Westside 32, Cardinals 29, 2:39 left in second period. See if Murphy can close this 3-point lead by Westside.
Justin Skinner called for the foul, his second. Dominique Murphy, he did struggle from the line the last time we saw him against 21st Century Charter, so I'm willing to bet that Dominique Murphy in the next practice was living at the line. He was trying to get those shots to go down. They are very crucial, especially for someone that gets hit as many times as Murphy, and he goes 2 for 2. No problems there for Dominique Murphy, making it a 1-point game. Bad pass as they tried to feed Derek Collins, who was streaking down to the other side. And
Bryce Cooper with the turnover.
Let's see if East Chicago can take the lead right back. As you said, Jay, this game has been a game of runs. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. Bell with the right hand, dribbling to the double team. Dominic Murphy, one-on-one with Julian Holmes. Pressure there. This just is off the Bell, but Bell's going to dribble it out from the corner. Williams back into the game, but he gets
another steal by Westside.
It's Holmes, and Holmes is going to get an easy 2 points, and Dominique Murphy fell over. Some bad passing by the Cardinals.
Bad passing or great defense, which is it?
Combination of both. Pollard gets the ball rejected as he went up with the right hand, and Bryce Cooper says access denied.
Yeah, Bryce Cooper right here, another great steal. Look at that, just great anticipation right there. Holmes does a nice job, and that's one of the reasons why Westside is in the lead right here. Some sloppy passing, all combined with some great defense by Westside.
Coach Buggs is taking a timeout, just a 30-second timeout, so we will stay right here. And, Jay, it's been a game of runs for both sides, but for East Chicago, the reason why they're in this hole, lackadaisical passing.
Yes, it is, and we saw that a little bit against 21st Century. They were always getting some passes intercepted, and that's what the 21st Century was able to stay in the game as much as they did. You know, only losing by 6 points, but again, lackadaisical passing, team speed by 21st Century, cutting those passes off. East Chicago's got to clean this up before they get into the sectionals.
Back from the timeout, we're at minute 53. East Chicago will inbound it from below. Murphy sets it up for Williams, and they give it right back to Pollard. Pollard, a Bowman transfer. His aunt was a star player here in girls basketball. Pollard carving out his own career for the Cardinals. Williams over by the wing, and he almost dribbled himself into danger. Wallace carves him some room into the lane. This is the shot, gets their ball back, and then puts it in on the second effort.
Yet another offensive rebound for East Chicago.
Cooper going all the way down the lane, and he's going to get hit one more time, and that's one more foul on Greg Williams, his third.
That is his third.
And that was something that you and I were talking about, is for Greg Williams, if he gets into foul trouble, it's going to give Westside the advantage because these two teams are even when it comes to height, but Williams is 6'7". You take him out of the game, you can throw Tyler Cruz back out there.
Yeah, East Chicago gets small really quick once they go to the bench.
You still have Dominic Murphy and Amari Wallace, who are 6'6", but no longer that three-headed monster.
That's right.
First free throw goes down for Bryce Cooper, who had 10 points against Bishop Knoll. Also had 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals.
Yeah, Coach Murray was dancing with the devil on that one, trying to get it into the second half before Williams picked up his third foul.
East Chicago can take the lead or tie the game. It's a 2-point game right now. A lot of dribbling from Pollard. Finally dishes it off to Amari Wallace. And Watkins, unattended, with a dish off to Dominique Murphy, who comes cutting from the wing, and we're tied at 35.
Oh, what a look by Joseph Watkins. Nice little dish right there. Thought he was going to get it blocked. Fed Murphy beautifully, cutting to the basket.
Attack from Cooper. Cooper called for a travel.
I thought he had that little hook going on right there for the offensive foul, but the official didn't call it.
Well, if you're Coach Buggs, you'd rather be a travel call than him being called for an offensive foul.
Yes. But I think Wallace has got 2 fouls as well, right?
A couple of coaches gambling here tonight.
Yes.
They know how big of a game it is. 35 seconds left in a very exciting first half. They're just sending around the perimeter. Coach Marie just wants to take one more shot. He either wants to have the lead or be tied going into halftime.
Good call by East Chicago. Just dwindle this clock down. With about 12 seconds left, start to work it in.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to get into their set offense as
Here we
Wallace
go.
goes into the corner. Watkins to the wing. We're at 9 seconds. Getting a little bit of a break here.
I think it's time to move, guys.
Here we go. Bell, Wallace. Wallace going to his left, gets Collins into the air.
Travel.
And he called for a travel. So 0.8 seconds left. We'll see if Westside has enough time to chuck one up.
Well, the problem was Dominic Murphy just sat in the corner.
He did.
He's got to cut through the lane in that zone defense.
Shot from half court. Oh, it was close, but no good. And what an exciting first half. We are tied at 35. So if the second half is anything like the first half, you might want to share this feed to your friends and family, because if you don't and they knew you watched the game without telling them, they're going to be pretty frustrated with you. We're going to send it to the halftime break, where we have an interview with the IHSAA commissioner in Paul Neidick, as this is the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowd Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone, to our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. And Commissioner, on behalf of Greg Rickstraw and myself, thank you so much for the hospitality and efforts of your staff and everybody involved on what we thought was another successful pairing show for the girls basketball tournament.
I thought it was a great show, Coach, and I took the talent level down a little bit in the beginning of that show, but it was picked up from there. And, I tell you what people don't understand. I just saw some numbers this morning, and we had 6,500 unique viewers watch that show this past weekend. And the watch parties throughout the state with their teams, and it's incredible that there's that much interest in these draw shows and how each team is going to fare with the drawing and their tournament moving forward.
I think that the pairing shows are have become over the years, and especially now, an integral part of the tournament. You can't separate the tournament out. You can't just focus on sectionals or what have you, or pairings. It's all together. The entire thing together makes it a unique experience, unlike what other states do.
That's exactly right, Coach. And it does make, it's live. And, then 2 years ago we added in the aspect when we move towards the semi-state round of the tournament, we have that secondary draw show to where we draw those matchups here in the office on a Sunday. And so it just adds a little bit more to the entire production of walking these teams to a state championship.
Well, I think it's cool. I mean, the watch parties have started to take on a life of their own, and it's pretty neat to see young ladies and their teammates and their coaches and everybody involved get one of those bonding experiences. And you and I talk about it all the time on this particular show. These are lifetime memories. You and I can appreciate them, being where we are in our lives. These young ladies, we tell them they're going to be able to appreciate it, and at some point they will, thinking back to how much fun they had in that year, that week, getting prepared for the sectional, your watch party, other things you're going to do with your team, and you'll remember those for the rest of your life.
No, you will. And there's just so many more things. The regular season is kind of what it is. I mean, there's certainly things that teams do to prepare and everything else. But then as you walk into the tournament time, it's just a little extra special when it comes to preparation. It comes, communities become more and more involved. You have more team dinners, and one of my favorite things was always to bring a coach in or a former player in that could talk about what they were about ready to go through and the memories they were going to create as we prepare for tournaments.
We've already started our winter season. Saturday, you have wrestling. The boys' wrestling gets started on Saturday. Girls' basketball, obviously, next Tuesday for the sectional. Swimming and diving next Thursday. This starts the heavy competitive season throughout the winter coming up soon.
It does. And, the staff is in there. We had a meeting this morning in the office and looking over some final tournament preparations. And, Assistant Commissioner Falcons runs our wrestling tournament, and Carrie Rosati runs our swimming tournament, and Jane Schott, newest assistant commissioner, runs our girls basketball, and they are well underway to operate their tournament. And what people don't think about, we just don't show up and turn the lights on and go play a game. I mean, they've been working hard on the matchups and the signing officials and the logistics around all those things. It's a total team effort here to be able to put these tournaments on. I'm so proud of the work that our staff takes pride in, so it's a great experience for our student athletes.
He's the commissioner of the IHSAA. It's Paul Neidig. Commissioner, thanks for your time. I look forward to our conversation next week.
Thanks, Coach, and always a pleasure to have our conversations on a weekly basis.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
You're watching Game Night in the Region on the internet at facebook.com/Region Sports, Instagram at Region Sports Network, youtube.com/Region Sports, and regionsports.com. Andrew Miles and Jay Simmons from the John A. Barato Center in East Chicago. We have ourselves a tie game in the game for the Great Lakes Conference Championship. And looking at some of the stats that we were able to get from the official scorers table, Dominique Murphy led the way with 15 points, which means that's now 42 straight games for Dominic Murphy where he scored in double digits.
That is incredible. And he's putting on a show here tonight with you said, that 15. And it's come hard-earned, whether it's the putbacks on crashing the offensive boards, or one three ball in there, or one old-fashioned three on a takedown when he made a layup and got hit down to the floor. So he's doing it all for this team. They got to keep feeding him if they want to win this game.
Also, a very impressive first half by Yamari Wallace, who had 12 points and a lot of offensive rebounds. A lot of his points came from second chance looks, but he's starting to look like himself. That's 2 games in a row where he has scored double digits after 3 straight without getting to that mark.
Yeah, on the season, he's averaging over 10 points, 10.3 a game. So East Chicago has got a well-balanced. You got Pollard also averaging 10 on the season. So you've got a lot of scores. But I think in this high-pressure game, you've got to feed the beast.
Well, that's what Garrett Westside has certainly done. They have gotten it to Derek Collins. He had a bit of a slow start in the first quarter, but he really woke up, had a really impressive second quarter, and he's already up to 12 points.
I think he's already locked in. Unless something crazy happens in the second half, he's locked in play of the game with his almost semi-windmill dunk there in the second quarter. That's a highlight reel, what he's had so far this game.
You know what they say, 2 hands for security, 1 to show off. And Derek Collins' one-handed dunk was certainly showing off, as Justin has gracefully brought it back up on the replay right there, so you can relive that dunk from Derek Collins as we are 15 seconds away from resuming play here in East Chicago. Jay, what do both teams need to do if they want to walk away with a conference title tonight?
One thing for East Chicago is they got to clean up their passing. Westside has probably scored 10 points on turnovers, and then what Westside needs to do is they need to keep East Chicago off of the offensive glass, because, again, so it's a yin and yang right there. You've got East Chicago scoring a lot of points on the offensive glass, and then you've got Westside scoring a lot of points on turnovers. So both of those teams need to clean those 2 things up, and it's going to be a great second half.
Do you also want to point out that Greg Williams had 3 fouls in the first half. He is not out on the floor, and instead Joseph Watkins, the 6'2 junior, will be starting off the second half for East Chicago. 35 apiece. We're ready to go for the second half. They immediately feed Dominic Murphy on the post as he's extended from the block. Watkins at the top. Here comes a 3 from the next zip code, and it's left short by Pollard. Westside clears a rebound. They're pushing it down the floor. It's regained, and an easy 2 points for Keaton Barnes.
There you go.
37-35, quick start.
Yeah, Keaton Barnes pouring in some more points.
East Chicago getting to their set offense. Bell trying to get to Murphy. Murphy almost being double-teamed. He lost the ball. He's going to his right, being guarded tightly. A pull-up 3, and it's off the right iron. Wallace soared up to the top shelf to get the rebound, and he gets hit.
Yeah, good job, Wallace, right there. Boxing out, getting some good position. Again, crashing those offensive boards as East Chicago does so well.
Wallace was the leading candidate for crashing the offensive glass. He definitely brought the Windex on this side.
Barnes picks up his 3rd foul, so I think they're going to yank him out of the game here early in this 3rd quarter.
So Trey Hinton, who played a lot of minutes in that first half, is going to come right back into the game.
And Barnes going out at 6'4", and Hinton coming in at 5'11".
Pollard trying to get into the paint. Zip pass down low to Watkins. Watkins passes it back out. Jamari Wallace catches, goes to his left, spins around. Dominic Murphy received. A little bit of shake and bake. He almost fell as he went between the legs. Dribbled it back out. Alamaruri calling for a new play for his Cardinals. No shot clock in the IHSAA.
Yeah, East Chicago's a lot of passing here. See if they can get something good.
Well, they got down low to Watkins, and Watkins converts.
Watkins with a strong take.
I looked down and saw Alamaruri say thank you as he saw some great passing and patient offense from his team. The Westside Cougars a bit out of control. Trey Hinton, nice pass, 2 points for Anthony Holmes as he says thank you very much to Trey Hinton.
Yeah, Hinton, great job getting into the lane, and nice cut right there by Holmes.
Watkins with the hot hand tries a 3, and it's too long And another foul going to be called on West Side. They cannot stop Gary for the East Chicago Cardinals from getting to the ball after a miss.
Yeah, East Chicago great at crashing the boards. Hinton got stuck behind Murphy, and Murphy did a nice job going straight up to get the ball and got whacked in the back of the head.
Well, Trey Hinton just came in. He got called for the foul. That's his third. So a couple of Cougars in foul trouble already.
Yeah, it looks like Justin Skinner going to check in next time.
Murphy being double-teamed, triple-teamed almost, as he just throws it off the leg of Julian Holmes.
No one's running to Murphy's help there. I mean, the only way he could pass it was to pass it back out, and everybody's crowding the lane thinking they could try and get some type of pass through the defense, and no dice.
That's what Westside want to see is Dominic Murphy struggling, and there's going to be another foul going to be called on Gary Westside. Their third already with 6:07, so one more to give, and it's on Julian Holmes once again as he was called for holding.
Yeah, Holmes picks up his second. That is the team's third foul with 6:07 left in the third quarter.
East Chicago looking to inbound it once again, and Dominic Murphy catches it with the one hand. Going with the high dribble. Spin around, fade away, too long off the back iron. Offensive rebound. Bell thought about taking the three. He's going to go for the runner, and that shot is off. Finally, the Westside Cougars clear out the rebound, push it down the floor. Here's a three from Anthony Holmes. The trifecta won't go down as it careens off the back iron. Watkins pulls down the rebound. Dominic Murphy on an open floor. Wild shot with a body control from the senior. Gets it to kiss off the glass for a deuce.
Oh, turnover right
and
there.
There's the steals. It's a pickpocket, and Watkins gets bumped, and he's going to set up at the line. Foul called on Anthony Holmes, and that's a fourth foul on the Cougars.
Here we go. Murphy just airs it out and gets a friendly bounce off a hard shot from about 5 feet out, and then Keaton Bell just steals it right there as Westside tries to pass that ball up the court, and now East Chicago's got the ball underneath the basket.
So it is not a shooting foul. They clarified that. It looked like it should have been a shooting foul. It looked like Watkins was going up, but referee saying that the foul was before.
His feet were still on the ground.
Watkins back to your Amari Wallace at the top of the key. Bell behind the back, trying to carve some space into the lane, but lose it behind his back. And an offensive foul. Julian Holmes has racked up 3 fouls in the last minute, Jay.
And that has put East Chicago in the bonus.
Coach Buggs put his hands in the air in frustration and now has 3 players with 3 fouls.
He's going to have to run the gauntlet. He's got to put somebody out there with 3 fouls.
He already has Trey Hinton out there, who came in after one of his fellow teammates was called for his 3rd foul. The zone coming. Pollard from the corner, and a missed 3. That was a missed opportunity for Pollard. He usually knocks those down. Collins, spin around, 18-footer, it's off, and
here we go, another foul.
Yeah, they're going to call an offensive foul or a defensive foul correction, I believe, on Dominic Murphy, and it is on Dominic Murphy.
I think
that's his first.
Yeah, that'll be his first. East Chicago's team's first.
Julian Holmes going to come out, and they're sending Bryce Cooper back in. The fun fact, though, about the offensive foul by Julian Holmes, though, that was the 5th. So East Chicago is in the bonus.
And we got just under 5 minutes left in the third quarter.
Collins was left unattended, thought about taking the shot, but Bell was able to get over there and contest it. Man, second-guess it there for a moment.
You know, you think with so many fouls going for East Chicago, they'd be out in front, but it's still a tied ball game.
Both these teams in no rush right now to score the basketball. Feed in low. Collins squares up, and Collins buries it.
Yeah, just a nice, easy turnaround from about 5-10 feet out. Bangs it home. Ill-advised long pass there, but it still goes to East Chicago.
41-39. Collins gets on the board for the first time in the second half. Bell trying to yell through the noise. It's a loud one. As East Chicago fans have been sitting on their hands for most of this third quarter.
Little defensive zone here by Westside. Maybe try to protect some of their players with all those fouls.
East Chicago not afraid to shoot the 3 ball against this zone. They have a couple of good shooters they can turn to. Bell flashes into the lane. Quick pass off to Watkins. Back out. Pollard from straight away, and Pollard can't catch that one down. Couple of missed threes already. Collins goes around the defender but misses the shot. Pass down the floor. Watkins loses it as he takes a stumble. No foul called, and a turnover on the Cardinals.
Looks like, number 23 for Anthony Holmes for Westside. Sort of hobbling going down the court.
Wonder if him and Watkins collided knees there for a moment as Watkins lost the ball and then slipped.
Well, he stays in the game.
We were off to such a hot start. Quick tempo in the first half, but it's been a tale of 2 halves here. Nice and slow. More organized basketball by these 2 teams.
Yeah, we had over 40 points in the first quarter.
42 to be exact, so you're right. Looking good if you took the over in this game. Jordan Triplett scored a couple of points in the first half. He's back in the game. Collins attacking
out
Wallace.
Of control.
And no travel call, and the fans really wanted it.
Yes.
Collins is setting up by the free throw line, trying to find the weak part of that zone. And there is a steal by East Chicago. Bell on the block. Sees nothing to do there. He dribbles it back out. His Triplett is there. Murphy catches the pass. He goes around, and Dominique Murphy doing all he can for his team.
Yeah, how did Murphy keep the ball? Looked like Derek Collins was able to steal it, and he still was able to keep control.
Transition triple, and it rattles out.
East Chicago comes up with the loose ball on the floor.
And they catch a break. That was a wide open 3 for Cooper. 41-41. East Chicago led by as many as 8 earlier in this game. But the Cougars crawl their way back in it. Deep 3, Amari Wallace, no. That's a ill-advised shot if I've ever seen one. Collins, nice pass, and a bump in the bucket.
Keaton Bell cannot do that. He just slammed right into him and then let him finish the bucket, and it was an easy layup right there. Keaton Bell just bam right into him.
Bryce Cooper somehow got hit and then still made the shot. That was like a safety coming down and hitting you.
Yeah, how about it? But he was still able to keep his concentration, finish the bucket, the old-fashioned 3-point play.
2 minutes to go in the third quarter. And Cooper converts the lone free throw. He gets his team up by 3. Not a whole lot of breathing room by either side thus far. Let's see how East Chicago responds after the and one play to give the Cougars the slim lead. Murphy, nice pass as he zips it to Watkins. Watkins soars and touches it off the glass.
Well, that's the weakness of the zone right there, is that 3-point or that free throw line. And then you get an East Chicago player cutting backside. Great job moving the ball against that zone.
3 ball, hoisted up from the corner, and it almost found its way in, but there's too much on it. 80 seconds. Who's going to walk away with the Great Lakes title? Bell got into the lane, found Dominique Murphy. Dominique Murphy being triple teamed. He sends it back to Bell, and Bell was able to float it in.
Wow, what a nice little touch pass by Murphy in the lane.
Another 3 attempt from the corner, and that one was buried.
And a splash down by Justin Skinner.
Justin Skinner missed the 3-pointer from the corner in the last possession, redeems himself on this one, and it's a 2-point lead. Pollard catches the pass, and he can't finish it as he got to the cup. Wild shot by Watkins, and it's a rebound by Collins. Collins being harassed by Pollard, and Pollard's going to be called for a foul, just a third on the Cardinals in this third quarter.
That's a good foul right there by Pollard. It's only his second.
And we're going to see, I believe, a full timeout from the West Side Cougars. And that's what we got. We are going to step aside here as you're watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll name the Crown Company's Lantern Man Superhero of the game. Crown Company's the business professionals.
And you cannot believe the crowd cheering for the Crown Company Lantern Man.
We'll also have the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the game. Brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. Earn while you learn with Boilermakers Local 374. And, of course, the Proud Union Home Play of the game presented by the Region Sports Network. Andrew Miles and Jay Simmons for the final 39.2 seconds of the third quarter as we open up the second half. And both teams have slowed down their tempo offensively. And it's been just a slugfest back and forth, just as we expected.
Westside counters with Tyler Cruz, the 6'10 junior, in the ball game.
It looked like the assistant coach was trying to motivate Cruz. Tell him to get physical. He's a big guy. He soars over everyone. He's about a head taller than both Dominic Murphy and Yamari Wallace, who are 6'6" in their own retrospect. Looks like Coach Buggs is going to hold for the final shot. Collins gets a screen from Cruz, goes to his left, passes it out. Here comes a three ball from the corner. No good. Cruz has hand on the ball. There's a battle for it. But all in all, it's Watkins who ends up with it as the buzzer sounds off. 3 quarters are in the books. Westside leads by 2. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
First home, dream home, forever home. Tech Credit Union has the right home loan for you. Their loan officers can help you purchase a home, refinance your current mortgage, or unlock your home's equity to get cash out for any purpose. Let Tech Credit Union show you why they are the better option for a home loan. Learn more at www.techcu.org or call 800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union is an equal housing lender and federally insured by the NCUA.
And I just want to, before this game slips a little bit further in, I just want to wish my mom a happy 88th birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. Many more.
Good time to do it, too.
Yeah,
everyone's watching.
Yeah.
Fourth quarter. Westside leading by just 2 points. So just one bucket separates these two teams, just as it did a year ago. Westside walked away empty-handed on their own floor, and they're trying to snap East Chicago's lengthy home winning streak. They have not lost at home since December of 2023. That's 16 games in a row. Floater from the right side, and it is just off. Trey Hinton tried to conquer the Giants. That's down low for East Chicago as Greg Williams is in the game. He's had 3 fouls in that play, all in the third quarter. And what a move by Amari Wallace! Flashes into the lane, goes around the defender, and a blow by you, and he just chucks it in.
Yeah, great feed, though. All ways to start, Greg Williams.
Skinner thought about taking the three. Instead, it's going to be a three from Hinton, and Hinton can't bury it.
And Murphy skies up for the rebound.
Murphy trying to go coast to coast. They get stripped away. Ball on the ground. Hinton going up, and he loses it.
He tried to dunk it, and it slipped right out of his hands.
Pollard thought about taking a three, but says he's going to slow it down. The Cardinals catch a break, and you can feel the tension in this gym right now, Jay.
It is pure Indiana basketball right here.
I hope this roof is attached tightly because that might blow off at some point. Murphy, nice pass. Wallace up. Wallace can't make it. Gets the ball right back. And Amari Wallace, a bump in the bucket. He's too strong, Jay.
Oh, what a take. He misses the first one, grabs the rebound, and just forces it in through two defenders. Yamari Wallace having a great game tonight.
He has just been a vacuum on the offensive side with
yes,
these rebounds.
He has.
And on that point, too, Trey Hinton called for the foul, his fourth. He's going to go sit.
A lot of guys, both sides of the ball, with 3 fouls. Let's see how long they can last here in this fourth quarter.
Yamari Wallace converts. 3-point lead for the Cardinals. They're the first team to 50 with 6.5 minutes to go. They're trying to repeat as the Great Lakes Conference champions. Can they do it? Get the hand on the ball, regained by Julian Holmes. Holmes right into Williams as Williams was straight up. Good defense there.
Yeah, smart defense. He knows he's got those 3 fouls. He doesn't want to come out of this game.
A few times he's been called by going straight down on it and then hitting one of the arms of the shooter. Watkins to Pollard. Pollard going to dribble it back out. He's a player that they've certainly loved having, and in addition, after they lost their starting point guard a year ago.
Good patience here by East Chicago, looking for the good shot up until that point.
Pass. Collins with the ball, left hand, pushes away to the defender, and Watkins, his shot was off the front iron. He's able to get the ball right back, send it over to Holmes. Holmes trying to tie the game. It's an air ball.
And you can see Coach Arui said, slow it down. Let's stay in our offense. Let's get a bucket. Let's get a good basket. Let's get a good look here.
Well, they have a chance to make this a 2-possession game. So they lead by just 3, 50-47. And another bad pass. Julian Holmes just going to go for the layup this time after he missed a dunk attempt early on in this quarter. 1-point game, and those bad passes are rearing their head once again for East Chicago.
Yeah, East Chicago sloppy half-court pass, and it looks like they're going to. Are we going to keep it here? Another 20-second timeout? Let's keep it here.
We're going to keep it right here. Just a 30-second timeout. East Chicago has 4 timeouts to work with. Gary Westside has 2. But as you said, they're starting to slow it down, but I think the pressure is getting to them a little bit as they keep making the mistakes, and that's the one thing Coach Maruri does not want to see is a snowball effect with these bad passes from East Chicago.
Yeah, it just a lot of bad passes. Here we go with the cheer squads.
Well, you usually said it was that time of the game.
Yeah, it is. And, boy, this place is just erupted.
I feel bad for the floor on that other side. The rivalry between the two teams. There's a rivalry amongst the fan base and, of course, the cheerleaders.
Yes. Yeah, we knew it was going to come at some point in time.
Now you have the athletic director.
Getting out there.
Usually the first person on the mic after any game ends says, hey, we got to clear the floor. Usually he's herding everyone back to the exits.
Now let's see what East Chicago's got up their sleeve here.
It's a packed gym. They knew it was going to be a big game tonight. This might be the game of the year. And you're watching it here on the Region Sports Network. Wallace in a double team. Wallace was trying to create some separation, and Coach Maruri will take a timeout. We are going to take a timeout with them as this is a full timeout. Just 30 seconds. We're coming right back here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Hi, I'm Crowd Company's Lantern Man. For years, I've helped your family and friends save on their car insurance. And now I've returned to rescue you from high prices. Whether you have a perfect driving record or a not-so-perfect record. Follow me to the Crowd Agency for immediate and affordable coverage. I'm your insurance superhero. Crowd Company's insurance professionals. Highland, Merrillville, and Michigan City.
Andrew Mild with Jay Simmons and the John A. Barano Center in East Chicago. 5:11 to go in the fourth quarter. The Cardinals have a slim lead, but the Westside Cougars have come out after the third quarter, and they've landed some punches.
Yes, they have. Both teams in severe foul trouble here, so it's going to be interesting to see who's going to be able to keep their starters on the floor.
Westside got called for 7 different fouls in that third quarter.
Yes.
So they have 3 different players in foul trouble at the moment. Trey Hinton, the 6th man, the first one off the bench, has 4. So if we do see him, it'll probably be very late in the game as Coach Bugs trying to maneuver around those fouls.
Almost another turnover there by East Chicago.
Gary Westside loves to jump those passing lanes.
Derek Collins, boy, he is quick.
He's got an explosive first step on offense and defense. Wallace knows his team is leading. Crossover, and is it going to be a block? They're going to call a block as Wallace looked like a bull in a china shop getting down low, and two bodies hit the ground, and of course you got to look at the man behind the basket, and he said it's a block. That's going to be the fourth foul on Keaton Barnes.
Yeah, Wallace just takes that ball strong. Was not going to be denied when he took that one in there strong.
So you have Hinton and Barnes that both have 4 fouls apiece, and Holmes has 3. Wallace misses the front end of these 2 free throws. It's getting late in the game. These free throws are going to be huge for either side if they can get to the charity stripe. Wallace able to get the second one.
Yeah, last week against 21st Century, East Chicago was only about 55% from the free throw line.
Barnes staying in the game. Julian Holmes, the point guard, on the wing. Back to Barnes. Collins going up against Wallace, doesn't like it. They're attacked by Holmes. Holmes is wide open, and Holmes ties the game.
Holmes, nice job. Feeling that little soft spot, dribbles it in for an easy 12-footer.
Surprised no one went over there to at least contest that shot. There's not too many top players in this part of the state that are going to miss a shot like that. It's Holmes with
the lockdown.
Defense. Tantalizing defense on Dominique Murphy. Watkins gets ahead of steam. Watkins fishes at the rim. Wow, what a take by Joseph Watkins.
Watkins with the little finger roll right at the end.
Unreal athleticism from the junior. How do the Cougars respond? Collins against Watkins. Collins, jab step. Back out. They swing it around. String some passes together. Screen call for. Here comes Cooper, and Cooper loses it. Pass down to Wallace, and Wallace with the right hand as he gets a deuce, and they double the lead up to 4.
Yeah, Wallace did a nice job getting out before the defense could anticipate him, and he had a wide open look.
Under 3.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. West Side's been struggling against this Cardinals defense. Holmes over by the East Chicago logo.
East Chicago doing a nice job defensively, changing it up. Last time they were in the zone, this time they're in man. Not letting Westside get into a rhythm.
Time just ticking off. And they got open 3. Julian Holmes. No. You can't make that shot after East Chicago left him unattended in the corner.
Yeah. Keaton Bell comes down with the rebound. East Chicago setting their offense up.
Wallace going to his left. Collins tries to steal it. Wallace, spin move. Wallace into the paint. Can't make it. To that second look. Third look. And Dominique Murphy cleans it up. Transition 3. And he gets blocked. Keontae Bell. And there's some words being exchanged between these two players. It's starting to get a little heated in this gym, Jay.
It's getting loud, and these guys are getting into it right here. All of a sudden you see Holmes setting up for the 3. Keaton Bell comes out of nowhere and just swats that one away. This is getting heated out here now.
I remember last year it got heated between these two teams. Words were being exchanged, and hasn't really
Coaches got to keep them. Coaches got to keep them under control here.
Well, the referee is trying to do the same thing. Pass in, Collins gets hit, and Collins with an and one opportunity.
Yeah, Dominique Murphy looks like he hit him on the wrist as Collins was going up for the layup. Nice little feed inside. You see Collins break to the basket, gets the feed, boom, gets hammered there by Murphy. Murphy's only second. Murphy's second.
Joseph Watkins commits the foul.
Oh, I'm sorry, Watkins with the foul, only his second.
The free throw goes down. 3-point games. That was a huge play for Gary Westside.
Got to get the ball down the court. They got numbers.
Dominique Murphy. Here we go. And his floater cannot go down. He left it short. Push it down the floor. 3-on-1. Buys it in the ground. It's a block called. And that's going to send Trey Hinton to the line.
Yeah, on that last take down the court, it looked like Dominique Murphy 3-on-1, and he needed to give that one up.
It's on Yamari Wallace. It's his third foul, and these are some of the biggest free throws of the game. It's Trey Hinton. If he hits both of them, the 1-point game with 2:15 to go. So buckle your seatbelts, ladies and gentlemen. Too long.
A little bit strong there.
High arcing shot, and it hit off the back iron and right back to Trey Hinton. He at least needs to hit this second one to make it a 2-point game. Haven't really seen either side hit too many threes tonight. And that one goes down pretty easily. Nothing but net.
Yeah, the last time we saw some threes hit was during the early part of that first quarter.
Football pass to Williams. Williams to Watkins on the other side. Some long passes being completed by East Chicago. Bell being guarded tightly by Holmes. Watkins goes the crossover, spins. Now he attacks. Watkins, fade away, and can't get the lucky bounce. Ball being tipped around, and he goes out of bounds. The West Side Cougars are going to get the ball with 1:52, down by 2. They could take the lead or tie the game.
Yes, they can. Greg Williams looked like he could have almost called over the back, but instead they called the ball going to West Side.
Bringing the ball up is Bryce Cooper. 100 seconds left on the board. This gym is going to erupt. Cooper sends over to Hinton. Hinton has 4 fouls. He's got to be careful. At some point, he's going to come back in, try and find someone cutting to the lane, and he's still yet to dribble. Now he dribbles. He gets to the cup, and we are tied at 57.
Nice take right there by Hinton.
Dominic Murphy
dribbles it into the corner.
To Williams. Williams lost the ball, able to regain it, and he throws it off the backboard. Westside has the ball. Collins going up. Collins gives the Westside Cougars the lead. He goes coast to coast, and Westside has gone on a run. They are 65 seconds from a conference title.
Derek Collins finishes it off right there with it looked like an old style, going old school George Gervin finger roll, 4-2.
Derek Collins, or better known as DJ Get Buckets. We'll take a 30-second timeout here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Back from the timeout, Andrew Mild and Jay Simmons here on the Region Sports Network. A timeout was called. Both teams have 2 timeouts apiece, but it's Westside that has the lead. This game means a lot to them. They were pretty pumped up after Derek Collins gave them the lead with a nice finger roll.
Good job right there by Coach Brewery. He could feel this one sort of slipping away, some bad passes, not setting up the offense, and also this gym was erupting, out of control. He settled it down.
And not really seeing Dominique Murphy make his impact in this fourth quarter as he usually does. Let's see if Coach Maruri draws him a play. They're in their offense. Bodies moving around. Bell, not really seeing anything. We're under a minute. 47 seconds.
Anthony Holmes has locked him up.
Holmes had a great day. Amari Wallace can't get it to Murphy. 37 seconds. It might come up to another Cardinal to give them a tie game. Wallace goes in, gets it to Williams. Williams loses it. Rebound by Westside, and a foul on Drake Williams.
Let's see if Westside can hit the free throws here. Looks like it's going to be. It's only his third, so East Chicago's Westside's got to get the ball out of bounds. They're not shooting free throws yet.
Yeah, that's just the third on the Cardinals, 4th on Williams, but we're at 29.9 seconds left. But Williams cannot be an option to intentionally foul if they decide to go that route. Collins receives the pass, zips it over. Hinton gets it away. Collins with the right hand. Foul.
No, they call the charge.
An offensive foul. And that was Williams with a risky take to the chest. As if that would have been a block and he would have been done. But instead, the Cardinals have a chance here. There's booze erupting on this side.
And you can see Derek Collins should have taken the ball out. Instead, he tries to take it to the basket, and they get a charge call. 22 seconds left. East Chicago down by 2 and getting the ball.
A timeout called by Coach Maruri, and he's going to keep it at a 30-second timeout. We will stay right here on the Region Sports Network. Jay, this has been a thrilling finish, but with 22 seconds left, what's it going to take for the Cardinals to either tie this game or take the lead and walk away with the conference championship?
Well, they've got to get the ball to Dominique Murphy, that's for sure. That's what they got to do. But you know what? Maybe this is the time for Yamari Wallace to step up and be the number 2 guy and make a big bucket right here. If they're going to double team Murphy, somebody's got to be open because they're going to look. And I think if Wallace cuts backside away from Murphy, that could be the open spot right there.
Timeout has ran out, and both teams returning to play. I will mention this to the fans. I might have the volume up. I would recommend turning it down for these last 22 seconds, as it's getting pretty loud in here.
Look at that, and who else is getting loud in here?
You and me both.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
This is a game to get loud at.
Yamari Wallace going to inbound it.
All right, they're going to get it to Murphy.
A loose press here from Westside. Murphy with the right hand. Murphy ties the game!
No.
They called an offensive foul! Murphy and the Cardinals cannot believe it. It was a late call, and they called a charge.
You can see Dominic Murphy get the ball, gets it to midcourt, then takes it to the hole strong. Boy, that's pretty close. It's an either-or call. And they called it offensive. He called it on both ends of the court, so at least he's calling it consistent.
We have a full timeout call, so we will take a break. We'll be right back here on the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
When life keeps you busy and you can't get to the store, shop online with Strachan Van Til To Go. Our to-go service is easy to use. Register using your rewards account information, fill your virtual cart, and choose delivery or pickup. Once your order is in, our own Strachan Van Til team preps your order with care. With our to-go service, you can earn reward points and save time and money with our online coupons and weekly ad prices. Life made simple, shopping made easy. For more information or to sign up, visit shop.strachanvantil.com.
Barnes, who has 4. We are back, and let's watch that play again before we return to play. The last call was an offensive foul on Dominique Murphy, and Keaton Barnes took it.
Keaton Barnes just stands right in there and takes it. Well, at least the officials were consistent. They called it charge on one end, they called charge on the other end, so let's see what happens. 15.
That might be, depending on how this game goes, that might be the Proud Union home play of the game.
Yes, it might.
By the Region Sports Network. Automatic intentional foul by Joseph Watkins. I mean, that's the only good part about the offensive foul on Dominique Murphy. That was the last foul to give, so the Cardinals only had to intentionally foul one time to send Westside to the line.
All right, so they're going to be shooting the free throws.
Yeah, Westside has no timeouts left. East Chicago still has 2. These are free throws coming up for Westside, and I'm not sure exactly what the referees are discussing. Maybe the clock ran a little bit longer than it should have after the intentional foul, because Coach Buggs is pretty upset, and 2 referees are discussing it right here. They're also discussing it with the head referee.
Well, they're trying to figure out who is the foul on. Is it on?
They got it on Watkins.
Joseph Watkins, or is it on Greg Williams? If it's on Greg Williams, I think that would be number 5.
They got it on Watkins, it looks like, up on the board. But I believe it's a situation of the clock. I'm still waiting to see what's happening here. This isn't like the NBA or college where they have a microphone that can explain to us what they are exactly talking about.
The hard part is keeping the coaches away from the scorer's table.
Especially for Coach Buggs, who's been with Gary Westside's program for a long time as a player and a coach. And okay, so I think it was a call about the clock, but Westside has to re-inbound the ball. So do you wipe away the intentional foul on Watkins? I'm awfully confused what's happening here. Wallace with the intentional foul now. The clock ran down.
So it must have been that they only had 4 team fouls before that, after that foul, the first foul. So that's what they were doing, is making sure. So now they're going to be shooting free throws.
Okay, so the board was off by a foul.
Yes.
That's where the confusion was finding. Okay. Because I was confused because they already said 5 fouls and it was defensive.
That's about the best excuse I can come up with.
You and me both. Cooper is setting up at the charity stripe, and he hits the first one. It's a 3-point game. If he hits his second one, you know Maruri going to use one of his 2 timeouts. If he misses it, then you'll automatic timeout, and then try to get down the floor to tie the game on a 3. Second one misses.
Here we go.
He's going to let them play. Murphy past half court.
Got to get somebody a screen. Murphy goes up.
And he was, I think a timeout was called. A timeout was called by
prior
Coach
to the
Maruri.
shot.
Maruri burned a timeout before the shot, so no shot by Dominique Murphy. And there's 7.7 seconds up on the board. Full timeout called by Maruri. We will stay right here. Jay, you're down by 3. You need this bucket to tie the game. Who are you giving it to?
Oh, you got to give it to Murphy. But you got to be thinking they are going to not let Murphy get the ball. I think Murphy's got to be the guy that's inbounds the ball, because that's your most effective player to get the ball on the second pass. They get the ball in, Murphy steps in, bangs home a 3.
Dominic Murphy, though, is only a 26% three-point shooter, but you're saying give it to your big-time player so he makes a big-time play. But if you're Coach Bugs, how do you deny Dominic Murphy? You've done a great job the entire second half, but Dominic Murphy's going to do everything he can to get through that defense and hit this shot.
Well, they're gonna make sure they come over the top of those screens, make sure they play the 3 side of the line, so that way even if he does catch the ball inside the 2-point line or inside the 3-point line, he is not able to get off a 3 shot. So they're getting the ball all the way over by the cheerleaders on the far side of the gym. It's going to be interesting to see. If you're looking for 3-point shooters, you got Keaton Bell that's banged home a couple threes early, along with Joseph Watkins.
Yeah, him and Pollard shoot around 40%. Bell at 36, Pollard at 40 exactly. They get into their offense. Who's it going to go to? Wallace going to inbound it. It's a Dominique Murphy. Murphy with the right. Murphy
and they call foul.
That was the last foul to give by Gary Westside. That was a good
call
to do it.
Good job. That's perfect timing.
Not sure if Coach Murray drew up 2 plays in that huddle.
No, he's still got 1 timeout left.
Do you use it right here is the question.
I think you got to.
Coach Maruri not instantly calling a timeout. He might let them play right here. 5.3 seconds.
He looked to his assistant coaches. What do you think? Do we call the timeout?
Wallace from the same spot he was as we came back from the timeout. Wallace trying to find someone. And
hold on. We got a whistle before the ball was inbounds.
And they're going to call it on Gary Westside, a warning for going over. So they got too close to Wallace.
Got to.
Now,
all right, now Maruri's going to call timeout. Good job by Coach Maruri. He saw his players standing around and saw the person he didn't want to have get the ball out on bounds on that play. So here we go.
We'll still keep it here as a full timeout and the last timeout that can be used in regulation for either side. So we've seen an intentional foul by Gary Westside. Then we saw the player get too close to Amari Wallace, so the play was negated. The question for you, Jay, that was the last foul to give for Gary Westside. Do you intentionally foul and don't even allow East Chicago to shoot the 3?
I think that's a great call right there, Andrew. I think as soon as somebody touches that ball, as long as they're not in the act of shooting behind the 3-point line, I think you got to foul right away. Let them go to the line to hit 2.
Because at this point, the clock is your friend.
Yes.
And if you intentionally foul and they hit both free throws, you get the ball in, run out some time, you're going to get intentionally fouled. And then you're going to have to come back to this side, and East Chicago then has to go the length of the floor to try and get up 1 more 3.
That's right.
And that could be around 3 to 4 seconds at that point. So
East Chicago let this one slip out of their hands with some bad passing throughout the game and a lot of great defense by Westside, cutting off the passing lanes and getting some good buckets on turnovers.
Anthony Holmes, number 23, is on Dominic Murphy, 23 for East Chicago. As Westside is 5.3 seconds away from winning a conference championship. Pollard's going to catch it, spin and shoot, and it's short. It's rebounded And Gary Westside, they are on the prowl. They are the Great Lakes Conference champions as they win it against East Chicago on the road.
I had to take my headset off for that one, Andrew, but that was great. Great job defensively by the Westside Cougars in that last few seconds down here trying to get that ball, for East Chicago trying to get a good shot. But, boy, what an exciting game. This is going to be a great sectional matchup in Sectional 17 3A when it comes down to it. What a barn burner here tonight.
Selection Sunday not too far away. And I know if you're East Chicago, after losing on your home floor against a very good Gary Westside team, you're just hoping at some point you see them again in sectional so you can go up against them one more time. If that's the case, it could turn out to be a slobber knocker.
Yes, it is. You talked about it earlier in the early broadcast about this is East Chicago's, I think, first home loss this season.
That's the first time they have lost at home since December of 2023. That snaps 16 straight home wins. It's not even including the games they won here on a quote-unquote neutral floor when they were hosting sectionals a year ago. So Gary Westside gets the revenge after losing a 4-point game a season ago. They are the Great Lakes Conference champions. We're going to take a break and come back for the post-game show, give out some awards, some thank yous, and wrap it up as there's more basketball coming to you live on the Region Sports Network tomorrow. So don't go anywhere. It's been the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
First home, dream home, forever home. Tech Credit Union has the right home loan for you. Their loan officers can help you purchase a home, refinance your current mortgage, or unlock your home's equity to get cash out for any purpose. Let Tech Credit Union show you why they are the better option for a home loan. Learn more at www.techcu.org or call 800-276-8324. Tech Credit Union is an equal housing lender and federally insured by the NCUA.
Flip the switch, a light turns on. Press the button, machines and instruments come to life. Touch the screen, communicate with the world. Simple tasks, guaranteed results, every second of every day. That's the power of power. And that's the power brought to you by the NECA contractors and electrical workers of Local 531.
Four Seasons Mechanical proudly serves Northwest Indiana, providing quality, reasonably priced, reliable service. With a quality and comfort guarantee, the professionals at Four Seasons Mechanical offer a wide range of services in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Whether it's residential or commercial, Four Seasons Mechanical is there 24/7. To find out more, the website is fourseasonsmechanical.com or give them a call at 219-756-7020. Four Seasons Mechanical, your indoor air quality specialist.
Earn while you learn from the best hands in the business. The Bricklayers Allied Craftworkers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship. That's right, this is a paid apprenticeship.
I'm getting an education while learning a trade and getting paid for it. The thing that surprised me the most about this apprenticeship program is the respect I've received after the proper time and training.
Classes start soon, so apply now. There are training centers throughout Indiana and Kentucky. We are the Bricklayers and Allied Craft Workers for Indiana Kentucky Apprenticeship, the best hands in the business.
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso is a leader in athletics apparel and equipment sales. With in-house production including screen printing, trophies, embroidery, and more, Blythe's can help you to create the perfect look. For more information, visit them online at teamblythes.com. Blythe's Team Sports in Valparaiso, where the athletes shop.
We are back, and it was a win for Gary Westside to clinch the Great Lakes Conference Championship. Andrew Mild with Jay Simmons, and we have some awards to hand out because it wouldn't be a Region Sports Network broadcast unless we did so. The very first one, of course, is the Crowell Companies Lantern Man Superhero of the Game. Crowell Companies proud to recognize the superheroes on the basketball court. And Jay, Derek Collins had himself a night to remember.
Yes, he did. Not only did he score the 19 points, but he played great defense. He probably got, I'm going to say, at least 6 to 8 points on steals, turnovers by East Chicago, and I think that was the death sentence of East Chicago right there was the sloppy passing. I don't know if it's a sloppy passing or great defense by Westside to intercept all those passes and cut off those passing lanes, but it seems like the last couple games East Chicago has had that happen to them, giving up all those easy turnovers and buckets afterwards.
Westside will improve to 11-5, 3-0 in conference. They have now won 7 in a row. Coach Buggs has his team going on the right track. Next up is the Boilermakers Local 374 Blue Collar Player of the Game, brought to you by Boilermakers Local 374. The Blue Collar Player of the Game, and we're pretty easy.
Yeah, we're going to go with Yamari Wallace with 18 points, and you couldn't even count how many offensive boards he had. Also, great job just crashing both the offense and defensive boards. Also, ball handling, taking the ball down the court, leading some fast breaks. Yamari Wallace, what a great game. I think he's become the number 2 right behind Dominic Murphy in his senior year. He's really stepped up as the season has progressed.
In East Chicago, they're now 13-7. They've lost 2 in a row to Lala Lemire and Gary Westside. And as we mentioned in the pregame show, their schedule is not getting any easier. Their next game is against Lake Central on February 11th. Then they have to go down to Cathedral in Indianapolis, and then they're at Bishop Knoll, and then they finally get home against Griffith. 4 very competitive teams, so they're going to have to readjust and clean up some of the sloppiness we saw that cost them the game tonight. One more award to hand out with the Proud Union Home Play of the Game presented by the Region Sports Network. And Jay, usually it's an offensive play that we give this crown to, but instead we're going to go with a defensive play by Keaton Barnes.
Yeah, Keaton Barnes, great job establishing position right here in the last 30 seconds as Dominique Murphy tries to take it to the basket and gets the charge. I'm just going to say, my cousin Joe, who's listening in Cincinnati, he said it was a flop, but we're going to go with the charge because that was the call on the court. Great job defensively by Westside to cut him off on the baseline. Cousin Joe, you're off just a little bit, but hey, thanks for listening in and extending the RSN audience all the way down to Cincinnati, Ohio.
The Queen City. And Keaton Barnes, that was also a roll of the dice because he was at 4 fouls when he took that charge, and it was a clutch one, and they got his team the conference championship. So that's going to do it here on the Region Sports Network. Whether you're listening at home in Northwest Indiana or all the way out in Cincinnati, we always appreciate you turning in. First off, we want to give thank you to management, Chris Ramirez, Rich Castillo, Zach Miller with 2 eyes, who gave me a follow at the end of the game.
Go.
And the sports director, Mike Dewan. Producer Justin Cole doing a great job as usual with the replays and making us look good and sound good. Thomas Marsh on camera following all the action, waving off camera. The coaches for both sides, Christopher Buggs of Gary Westside, Alan Maruri of East Chicago Central. The ADs, Hank Killander of Westside, Graylin Gordon representing East Chicago Central. And of course, we wouldn't be anywhere without our viewers on Facebook/Region Sports Nation, YouTube/Region Sports Network, and IHSAA TV. For my partner, Jay Simmons, I've been Andrew Miley. Thank you for tuning in to the Region Sports Network, the only game in town.
Some see a volleyball match. We see a student athlete learning how to be poised under pressure. Some see a high school football stadium. We see the one place where the whole community comes together. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.